Hey Bryant, my name's John. My outreach specialist got a hold of you and asked if you wanted to check out a video of your competitors and your website to see what we can do for you. I'm putting this together so that we can check out and see what your website's doing for you and what can be improved. So at the end of this video, if you're interested in our services, that'd be great. We can talk more about this, but essentially, it's free information, and who doesn't love free, right? So we'll go over basically what drives your website's traffic, how it's working, and the fundamentals of that essentially. So we're going to look at your website here starting out, and then we'll pop up our analytical tool here to show you what it can do. So when we look at a web page, what we need and what Google needs, more importantly, is good content. And you do have some decent content here. However, it's not all relevant to what people are searching for. And I'll go over that here in more detail in a minute. Website looks built really well, put together pretty nicely. But again, missing out on a key element here, the content. So when Google looks for keywords on pages, the way it knows how to rank things is by seeing those keywords. So phrases like construction companies in Raleigh, North Carolina is what I typed in here. This is what first shows up. What we'll see is first these this map pack. So we see four here, and then one at the top that's being paid for. That's it's an ad that's being paid for. So it's important to note this because this is the first thing that people see when they type in something when they're looking for a construction company. So uh, it grabs the eye. It's important to know how to rank for this because it's ranked separately versus these down here. And we'll go over that in more detail here in a minute as well. So when we look at one of these, we'll bring up Clancy and Thay's construction company, right? So they've got some pictures here. Usually, what you want is a bunch of pictures to overwhelm the competition because Google takes note of how many you have in there, and then all the different reviews. Of course, 5-star reviews obviously carry the most weight, but they're not the end all important, part of running a website and getting this ranked. What's important is the citations. The citations are your, address, phone number, that sort of thing, put into directories. So the amount of times that you're listed in different directories, such as Yelp, Yellow Pages, other search engines, that sort of thing, the more times that you're found on the internet in regards to your information here, is what matters and gets you ranked up this ladder. So uh, those are called citations again, and you always want to beat out the competition handily with that. So if they have 50 citations out there, you want to get 100. Just beat them outright. We also have an analytical tool that lets us see that. I just didn't want to waste any more of your time than I already am. So, or take up more of your time than I already am. So we're going to go down the list here and look at the organic searches as well. And usually what we see first is, websites like Yelp, Zippia, and, you know, biz journals and, that sort of thing. Then we start seeing the real meat and potatoes here. Carolina Construction, David Price Construction, Barker Construction Group, and so on and so on. So what I'm going to do is show you a comparison of their websites versus yours, numbers wise. So when we look at, let's see here, let's go into your website. This is our analytical tool. So this is called Ahrefs. And we use this to look at what your website's doing for you. So you're bringing in 104 organic traffic, but it's not bringing you much value because your keywords that you're using are not very relevant to what you're doing. So not many people are actually clicking on your website because of the keywords that we're seeing. And we can see this. Vicinity is your top keyword here, ranking, seventh. I'm not sure that's really doing much for you since I'm not really sure what it is, and it doesn't seem to have much value in it. So a phrase like commercial construction companies, Raleigh, North Carolina, that's pretty solid, but it's a difficult keyword to rank for, and you're 13th, which means you're on the second page, which is less than ideal. It's better, but it's less than ideal. And what you really want is that top 10 on the front page at the very least. We always strive for top 5, um, and it brings you what you want. The second, third, fourth pages, we call that the Google graveyard for a reason. Um, then we go down the line here. These are again keywords that were found on your website that people search for on a daily, on a monthly basis, and show that you're ranking for them. So these are probably things that you've helped build, projects that you've worked on, and they are relevant to Google, so Google ranks you for them. But unfortunately, they're not bringing you in much business. So, a phrase like commercial general contractors, Raleigh, North Carolina, would, because that's a high intent keyword. People are actually looking for a company to do that when they search for that typically. So there's 60 people. We see the volume levels here too. Volume shows the number of searches in a month, and the keyword difficulty of ranking for those is on a scale of 0 to 100. But as we see, we keep going down more and more, and you're not really bringing in any keywords that are relevant to what your business does. So that's the problem here. We would do a keyword audit, essentially a content audit on your website, and then go through, um, you know, what we would need to do to fix this and make sure you're ranking for all those good keywords. Now, what we look at here, um, for David Price Construction, because I brought up their stuff since you were doing a comparison here between you and some of the top competitors. Um, we can see referring domains, organic keywords, organic traffic. Um, they're bringing in a lot of organic traffic, and it's got a good value to it. So they have more relevant stuff that they're doing. Raleigh General Contractor, residential general contractors. Now it looks like they're more residential, but either way, you can see the numbers here. So that's crazy in itself. But commercial contractors, Raleigh, North Carolina, is one. They're ranking. You can see their position on Google here as well. Uh, Doing very well. Plenty of keywords here to pull from, and plenty of business to get from it. It's just getting those clicks for ranking for those keywords. And again, Carolina Construction, same thing here. They're bringing in 66 organic traffic, although they might be having a similar problem that you are, in that a lot of their stuff, well, no, they have some good keywords here. Commercial Carolina Construction, commercial general contractors, Raleigh, North Carolina. Again, they do have good numbers. They're not ranking too well for some of them, but some of them they are. And we can see that here as well. So they are bringing in traffic from this and getting clients from it. Now, to go back to this, how this works is backlinks are the important part of this. You've got your keywords that are put throughout your content on your website, and usually Google likes to see 1,000 to 1,500 words on the front page and 500 words on every subsequent page. And in those words littered throughout those paragraphs, you want to have key phrases or keywords like construction companies in Raleigh, North Carolina, so that Google knows you know what it's looking for and what it needs to rank your website for. So you've got you've got your setup with your words, but how do you rank for those? Well, backlinks is what does that. Backlinks are essentially, think of it as electricity powering a building. If you don't have electricity, building works, and it's useful, but it's not going to be doing much for you if you don't have it powered. Same thing here. If you have, say, your website, this is how backlinks work essentially. You attach your website to another website, you get some of that website's clout. It's like a popularity contest. So when you add your website as a clickable link on somebody else's website, you get credit for some of their popularity as well. And Google goes, okay, this website is relevant. It's actually attached to decent websites, not junk directories. And then realizes, okay, you need to move up the rankings. So the more of that you have, the better. this is a good thing to see. They have a good domain rating, which means that a lot of their backlinks are relatable to their website. Uh, it's important to note that because a lot of there are other people out there like myself that try to do this and swindle other businesses by just backlinking your website to a bunch of junk directories and junk websites that make your website bomb out after a couple months, and it's not right. And quite frankly, it gives the profession a bad name sometimes. So it's really awful in that regard. But if you have any more questions after this, I would be happy to go over them in more detail. Again, my name is Jonathan Sheets, and you can contact us through our website, or you can feel free to reach me at my office number, which is 937-507-6596, or my cell, which is 937-903-8766. Or if you want to reach me on my email, it's sheetsdigital@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to speak with you further about this. If you want to talk over Zoom, we can do that as well. Uh, Very accessible here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope this made sense. Thank you.